Donegal are here. They had a bit of a hiccup on the way here, but they are here. They have arrived for this 2023 Conor McGurk Cup final. They are in the Dub Arena and they're in a huddle and they're throwing away the gear and getting ready and getting the hurls ready to take on Ulster University in this final. We're going to have a new winner tonight, and it's the late show because it was to start at 8 o'clock. It's now 8:15. Goodness knows what times those Donegal lads will get home to Donegal, but they won't mind if they win the cup here tonight. They were so close last year. They had their hearts broken by Down right at the end of that game, and we did that game with Simon Doherty, and I'm delighted to say Simon Doc is back.
Jerome, good evening. Great to be back. Absolutely delighted to be here, and what a lovely evening that we have as well. You know, these teams have had a really good Conor McGurk Cup campaign. Donegal have had a solid National League so far, and Ulster University did pretty well in the Ryan Cup too. So I suppose it's a good opportunity for both to get their hands on a bit of silver, or as you said, a new winner this evening.
Better late than never too. You mentioned the campaign. It actually started, I think, the 3rd of January, and they usually get this competition finished by the end of January. We're now in March, and it's never been played this late. I don't think it's ever been played even in February, maybe a bit into February, but obviously there were issues there with getting this competition finished, and it still feels a bit like January because it's really cool. It doesn't feel like a nice warm March or later than that evening. They're getting their photographs taken. There's the captains over there. Just get a wee we might get a wee bit of that, so I'm just looking over to see the captains. Number 11 for Donegal, that's Ronan McDermott, and number 5 Caelan McKernan is the sub for, or the captain for Ulster University. And Simon, he's related to Donald, isn't he? And the,
yes, first cousin. Yeah,
first cousin in the management for them. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Donald would have played for Ulster University for a number of years, and he's part of the management team with Damien McCallum, Declan Craig, and so yeah, no, it's a bit of family connection there. So Caelan's a good guy. He missed last year actually with an ACL injury, so it's really good to see Caelan back, and he's in the Antrim panel as well this year, so he's going well.
And this game is available on the Ulster GAA YouTube channel, so we will keep an eye on that and hopefully get a good audience there watching this game. What else would you be doing on a Thursday night early in March, Simon? Maybe don't answer that.
Jerome, really it really is great to be here, you know, and you mentioned there in terms of the competition, you know, starting in January. I was actually at one of the first games, Queens against Louth, and you know, we've witnessed some really competitive and brilliant games. I had mentioned to Kieran here.
I think it's because it's knockout. It was more, they didn't have group games this year, and it did bring an edge to it, didn't it?
Absolutely. I actually mentioned to Kieran, our videographer here, the Queens and Down. It was a mix of Down under 20s and seniors. Played an absolutely incredible game, you know, and that was won right at the last second by Queens. And there's been really some fantastically tight contests throughout this competition.
Yeah, that was the one with the goal up there to the right. They just scrambled it in. Yeah, the boys really enjoyed beating their own county and that one too, didn't they? But yeah, it's really brought that edge to it. It's been a great competition this year, hasn't it?
It is, and you know, Queen's University and in particular Gavin Duffy really deserve a lot of credit. You know, year on year, along with the Ulster Council, these guys, you know, run such a fantastic competition. You know, and it's great that we're having the final this evening. It's a nice night. It's a cool enough night, but the conditions are good in terms of there's no rain, there's not much wind, pitch is absolutely in pristine condition. So yeah, looking forward to a really good games room.
I think a few people out there will be worried though when you mentioned that Kieran's a videographer tonight and Patter's not here. People might be worried, but Patter has taught him all that he knows.
He has,
apparently. Yeah. Which might not be a lot.
Oh no, Patter and I go a long way back, Jerome.
I know. I'm only teasing. Patter's in Poland, and his son Caelan out there skiing has won a couple of medals apparently, and he's doing it, he said, for the G's for Ahagallen, so he got a bronze and a silver, which is fantastic news. That's Caelan McConville out there in Poland at the Special Olympics skiing in Poland, so great achievement there. And that's, I'm sure Patter's enjoying a few beers tonight celebrating.
Absolutely. Look, you know, great family, very good personal friends as well, so well done to Caelan, a top young man, a really fantastic young man, and a great ambassador for Ahagallen and his family and his community. So yeah, I hope they're all enjoying themselves as well.
Referee is Kevin Park tonight from Antrim for the 2023 Conor McGurk Cup final in the Dub Arena. A bit later than expected, as I said, but we are now starting at 8:15. The Donegal team, let's go into that. Luke White is in goals, and Simon, you know all about goals, and he's a Wexford man via Carndonna.
That's right. Luke's a fantastic goalkeeper. You know, he's really added a lot to the Donegal setup. You know, in his 3 or 4 years that he's been here, and you know, really good shot stopper, great distributor of the ball as well. So adds a lot to that Donegal team.
Number 2, Stephen McBride from Satanta. 3, Michael Donoghue. He's Satanta as well. 4 is Padraig Doherty, and he's Carndonagh. And half-back line for Donegal, Gavin Brown from Sean McCool's. Barney Lafferty from Satanta at number 6. Ryan Hilferty from St Eunan's at 7. At midfield, you have big Conor Gartland from Burt. 9, Jack O'Loughlin from Buncrana. 10, another giant from Burt, Liam McKinney. 11, Ronan McDermott, the captain, again from Burt. 12, Brian McIntyre from St Eunan's. Interestingly, I noticed last year he played at right cornerback and scored a point. Now he is up in the forwards. Number 13, Rory Campbell from Satanta. 14, Richie Ryan, scored 8 points last year. Limerick man. He's based in Dunlow now. They were all frees. He was deadly with them last year. And 15, Jerry Gilmore from Satanta. But no Davin Flynn, who scored 2-5 for them last year and was their main man. But you would maybe put them still favourites for tonight, would you?
I think so. I think slight favourites. They've had a really, really good start to the National League, and there's plenty of quality across their team and on their bench as well. So, Richie Ryan, you mentioned him. He was very, very good in the final last year, Jerome, and he's definitely going to be a big threat for Donegal this evening. So Ulster University will have to keep a close eye on him. And
for Ulster University, Pierce Smith in goals, another class young keeper from Portaferry, and you were telling me that he made his debut for Down.
That's right, just at the weekend there he was in goal for Down against Carlow. So no, Pierce is a great young goalkeeper, a lot of potential. So yeah, great to see him make his debut at the weekend.
Number 2, Mark McLean from Ballycastle. 3, Declan McCluskey from Lochgale. 4, this is an interesting one, Kevin Curran from Burt. So there's boys from the same club in both teams. Half-back line for Ulster University. 5, Caelan McKernan. 6, Aidan O'Brien from Rossa. 7, Tom Scally from Cushendun. Midfield, they have Owen Cassidy at 8 and Finn Turpin at 9. 10 is Kieran McGill from Shane O'Neill's in Glenarm. 10, Declan Mallon from Portaferry. 12, John Kennedy. This is the one that stands out a little bit. Mount Sion and Waterford. 13, Dannon McHugh from St John's. In the other corner, Aaron Bradley from St John's at 15. And Luca McCusker is playing full forward from Lisbon, but not wearing 14. He's wearing number 19, but he is playing in there. Super young player. But going back to Kennedy there, he was man of the match in one of the games we've seen, and he forages around between the two 45s. He's a super player.
He is. I had the pleasure of actually managing John last year. He's up doing a master's program, and really, really committed guy. John's the type of guy that he would have travelled from Waterford for training. Up and down in the one evening. And he's super committed. Really, really good player, hard working player, and has definitely added a lot of experience to that youthful Ulster University team this year.
Absolutely, we're nearing the start now, and of course Donegal getting their photograph taken now, actually down to the left with the Conor McGurk signage in front of them, as well as the Ulster University players are out in the middle. And we're just adjusting our lights here because we are under lights at the Dub Arena in this terrific setting here, but we're just maybe going to brighten it up a little bit for you. And the other thing I was going to mention is, Donegal have that motivation. We were here last year and they were winning well, and they were within touching distance of the cup, and then Down came back at them from nowhere and managed to level it and broke their hearts with a last free of the game, and they really stole it from them. So I wonder, will that hurt still be there with Donegal?
Jerome, it was an absolutely incredible game last year in the final, and we were lucky to be here. It was quite a cold, wet evening. Donegal did everything right for 65 minutes, and Down just came back right at the end. So that'll be the challenge for Donegal. Can they finish the game out strong this evening? I just note one thing: John Kennedy, as we had mentioned earlier, he's actually started in the inside forward line for Ulster University, so it could be an interesting tactical one to look at.
Oh yeah, so he is. So I'm looking at him now over on the left. Well, he was more half. That is a strange one. What do you reckon's going on there?
John can play anywhere. He actually plays closer to goal for Mount Sion. I would have played him, and Damien is playing him in the half forward line. John usually plays corner forward for Mount Sion, so let's see how he goes.
All right, we'll see how that transpires. We are on with the game, the 2023 Conor McGurk Cup final, and we're going to have a new winner because neither of these teams have ever won it. Donegal in the final last year came so close. Ulster University were in the final in 2019 and lost to Down. This could be the first score, should be, and it is just going to, no, it's not got the distance. I thought it was just going to drop in there, but didn't quite make it from Kieran McGill. So Donegal get it back, and they've gone with a direct route. They've just pumped it down inside the 45, nearly down to the 21. But this is Aaron Bradley from the Johnnies in Belfast, and lovely little bit of skill by him to go round 2-3 players. He can't stop him, and he's still going, but just loses control at the last minute there and allows Gavin Brown to come back into it. And they do get possession now, and the number 8 in there is Gartland. Now they clear again right down in front of us, and that ball's going to be deflected off the hurl for a Donegal sideline cut, and Number 15 has come over. That's Jerry Gilmore. And he can strike a ball, Simon.
Absolutely. You know, Jerry's a very, very good player and has a record of getting goals for Donegal over the last number of years, both in league and Nicky records. So
well, he's taken care to set that up. And the Donegal, the Queen's groundsmen will be watching what's he doing to our pitch here. But to me, he's got intent here. Look at this. Oh,
great
what
ball.
A beautiful strike. I told you it'd be good. Hasn't quite got the distance, but he fancied it, didn't he? And he struck it beautifully. What a skill, and it's lovely to see it up close being implemented like that.
Well intercepted by Donegal.
Yeah, he's just pulled on it as well and sent it into Richie Ryan, but he's been bottled up, and that's been the pattern so far at both ends, isn't it, Simon? And the defences are winning so far.
Yeah, cagey enough start. You know, Ulster University had a chance with McGill. He hit the post. You know, Owen Cassidy on the ball now. Cassidy's going to have his head up here and look to find one of the inside forwards.
Overcarried. He just took a step too long there. He had loads of room, but maybe too much room.
Probably overthought it just a little bit. He maybe would have been better just releasing the ball early inside. You know, Dan and McHugh had made a good run out to the wing. But look, early days yet, so a chance for Donegal to get the first score of the game.
Hey, do you know what I'm thinking, Simon? This is exactly the spot where the winning free was hit from last year in about the 66th minute by Paul Sheehan for Down. So the last score of the final last year and the first score of the final this year, if he can drill this one over, he's right in front of the posts, and it is Liam McKinney, and he does oblige after the build up, and it's the first score of the game for Donegal.
Quick puck out by Smith. He's found Aaron Bradley in the middle field, shot by Bradley.
He's going for his own score. He is, isn't he? Is that going to reach? It is.
All the way.
It's inside the post. Well, that's a nice reply. And a little bit of room there. We were saying it was a bit cagey and the defence was on top, but a little bit of room there the last couple of minutes. Well found by the goalkeeper. Yeah,
well, Aaron Bradley's sort of playing wing forward, left half forward for Ulster University there, and you know, he seems to be drifting back into the middle of the field a lot. And you know, number 5 for Donegal, Gavin Brown's going to have to keep an eye on him, because he, you know, Aaron, if he's on the ball, he can be very, very effective in setting up play and obviously taking his own score as well.
And you would know that from the Johnnies.
That's right, yeah, very, very talented player.
He is indeed. Now this is Declan Mallon, one of a few Portaferry men involved. He just pumps it into the middle there. It should be defended, but where will it go? There is a chance, and he might go low. No, he'll go high. And Finn Turpin has put that over the bar. And defensively, he just sort of batted that out there. He might have been better trying to catch it.
Yeah, possibly. But Turpin was alive to the ball, and you know, Mallon, number 11. And just seeing the replay here, Turpin did well. He was quick onto the ball, good touch, good handling, simple score, popped the ball over the bar. So, you'll be very, very happy so far.
It's hard to say isn't it?
Ulster University.
Yeah, as long as we're not saying that other thing that we're not allowed to say. But that's the case in a lot of the universities these days. We've been told this week at University of Galway now as well. And that's, you have to get these names right. They seem to change all the time, and there's ATU Donegal and there's ATU Sligo and all these sort of things as well. But that's the nature of it these days.
Yeah, just interesting. A lot of the colleges and universities all over Ireland have rebranded over the last sort of 12 or 18 months. So, yeah, Ulster University have started pretty well, and you know, 2 points to 1 so far. It's an opportunity now for Dan and McHugh, a clubmate of mine actually. Dan's actually playing with Fermanagh this year. Jerome, his father Kevin is from Fermanagh, proud Fermanagh man, would have hurled for Fermanagh as well. So it's good for Dan to get that inter-county experience this year, and hopefully he'll kick on then when he gets back to the club scene then, sort of from May, June onwards.
So he's playing county with Fermanagh?
That's right, yes, that's right.
Nice.
Himself and Luca McCusker, number 19, you know, he's playing with Lisbon in the inside forward line there. So, you know, they'll have had a connection playing with Fermanagh. It's interesting to see can they bring that to the Ulster University forward line as well this evening.
That one's gone wide, and that was definitely scoreable, but that's a waste there for Ulster University. Should have gone 3-1 up there. Remains 2-1, and I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but he know himself he should have put that over from there. That's number 19, Luca McCusker. I did say he was playing full forward, way out the field there, but wearing 19, and he might get on the ball again now. He's going over to challenge, and I thought that was over the line there, but no, he keeps it in. That's Liam McKinney. Pumps it in, and it's man for man in there. No sweepers in there, but it's well defended. And this is Aidan O'Brien.
It's good to see Aidan back, Jerome. He had missed the Ryan Cup campaign with a shoulder injury, and you know, it's great to see Aidan back out in the field. He's an absolutely brilliant player.
Yeah, he is. Now, is there a chance for a score here? No, it's easily defended by Barney Lafferty. Bernard Lafferty on the programme, but we know him as Barney. And I know that because I had a granda Barney. Bernard.
Chance for Campbell.
Has that gone over? It has. That's a good score from the left-hand side, and it goes to 2 points each. And it was indeed Rory Campbell from Satanda.
Yeah, a good score from a narrow angle, Jerome, and he did well to make it count. So yeah, he'll be happy with that.
Shaping up to a good wee game here, isn't it?
It should
nice
be
and level and scores at each end.
Could be a turnover here, free in for Donegal. Donegal put Ulster University under good pressure there, and Ulster guys were probably a little bit slow just to release the ball. So a chance now for Donegal to take the lead. And, pretty good pressure by McKinney and his teammates up there, Jerry Gilmore. So
they might have spotted, Simon, the last one where they got out a little bit easy around the middle, and as you were saying, they need to tighten up, and that's exactly what they did in there. They kept an eye on it.
Absolutely, Jerome, and opportunity now for McKinney.
See, you think nobody listens to you in these commentaries, but they do. Obviously, they're watching over there, and they said Simon says, where have we heard that before? Pierce Smith, Portaferry, down goalkeeper last weekend. He made a game for the county there. Was it a debut?
It was his first National League game, yes.
First National League. And
his clubmate Jaglan Mallon has the ball now, number 11.
Give him a bit of confidence, but Donegal have got it back. And a unique pairing in this final. There's been a lot of down and Antrim down the years. Ulster University got in at once, Donegal got in at once, but good to see these two, and good to see that there'll be a new name on it tonight. Who is going to win the McGurk Cup? We are only 7 minutes in, 3-2 to Donegal, and as you can see and as you can hear, the exchanges are getting a little bit feisty. And there's an effort from distance, and I think he's going for his own score if it'll carry, but maybe just to the left and goes wide.
Yeah, Donegal's first wide of the game, so good contest there in the middle third, Jerome. Both teams getting stuck into each other and fighting for that ball. So yeah, as you say, 7 or 8 minutes into the game here, really, really good contest so far, and hopefully that remains the case for the full 75 minutes.
Seems to be, and that's Lafferty again. He seemed to get it, lose it, got it back again, and now clears it. It's gone down the line to Ulster University. Men clash there and collide, and it goes over for a Donegal ball. I wonder, you'd know about this more than I would, so I'll ask you. Ulster University had the Ryan Cup campaign, and usually they use this as a preparation for the Ryan Cup, but now it's after the Ryan Cup, so obviously they've had that competition. I saw them down in Waterford last week. Does the foot go off the pedal then, or do they say, do you know what, let's go for this?
Well, I think it's such a unique occasion that, as you say, Jerome, that the final of the Conor McGurk Cup, or the semi-final, it's always before the Ryan Cup campaign finishes. So it's a really, really unique occasion that Ulster University are still competing at this time of year in March. So look, they'll be wanting to win this, absolutely, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I wonder, will they be sharper, if you like, from the Ryan Cup as well, from that campaign? And they were a little bit unlucky down there. They got to the semi-finals, but good hurling for them and would have kept them nice and sharp, I would imagine. Oh, and that's a throw ball, was it?
Yeah, it's just referee Kevin Park was pretty close to the action, and I think one or two of the Ulster University guys have
questioned the decision.
Yeah,
so it's a
little bit of indiscipline there is not what's required. So a chance now, a pretty simple chance for Donegal to extend their lead.
Yeah, well, I'm actually thinking of going on and offering to take that myself for them, because they might even trust me from there. But yeah, so this should be 4-2 after 9 minutes to Donegal. And on the other side of that, what I'm saying, Donegal also, they had a long journey here tonight, and their warm-up was maybe slightly curtailed, or they had to arrive at the game late. I wonder, will that affect them as well? But doesn't seem to be so far. They're going pretty well, and the teams are well matched. And this fella here has been involved a lot. That's Lafferty, and he's under serious pressure. The one that's been stolen from him by Turpin. I was going to say stolen by Dick Turpin. I think I've heard that line before somewhere too, and I'm sure he has, and I'm sure he's fed up with it. And there's Kennedy again out involved there, number 12, who you were talking about, Simon, and he does seem to be still playing inside, which I'm surprised about.
Yeah, John has that sort of fitness level that he was actually back in the half back line there and came out with the ball really well about 60-90 seconds ago. And was up into the full forward line. So John is a great engine. He works within strength and conditioning. He actually owns his own recovery facility in Waterford City as well, in terms of athletic recovery. So John, he's a very, very fit, mobile player. So he adds a lot to this team. And Jerome, even if we're just looking at the picture, there's not one Ulster University player inside the opposing 45 right now. It's very, very congested in that middle third.
And that needs a lot of work rate. That's what I'm saying. Maybe from the Ryan Cup campaign, maybe they're able to play like that because they have that sort of fitness. But that is just a little bit too easy, and a lot of the balls going down there have been a little bit too easy for Donegal, I think.
Yeah, well, look, the one thing that Ulster University can't do, if they are having one guy up inside in the forward line, they can't be hitting the ball aimlessly, and it was that time. So it's allowed an opportunity to occur for Donegal here to build an attack, and they're going to get a shot off here very shortly.
Well, Gilmore give it back, and that looks like it might drop over, and it has dropped over, and that is a point for Donegal, and they go. Let's have a look at it again here, Simon. Super score from distance, but it was Gilmore who gave it out to him. I'm trying to see who scored it. Was it 8 or 3? I couldn't quite see away over on the far side there. But
I think it was Conor McGurk, number 8. Yeah, so it's another long ball by Ulster University, and look, that they have a numerical disadvantage there, so they need to be very, very sensible about how they actually play the ball to their inside forward line here.
Yeah, they just keep giving it back, and Donegal then get the ball and keep coming at them, and this fella's coming at them. That's Donoghue from the Setanta club. Great run by him, not a great finish to it though, but great run down the right hand side. But yes, Ulster University need to vary it. Now, they did go short earlier, and then they conceded that score from it, so they're maybe a little bit coy about doing that, but now they're back to doing it. That's what they did, and that's what gave them a bit of result earlier on, and he's gone for that from distance, and he's put it over, and he did that earlier on too, so that's 2 in a row for Aidan O'Brien from Rossa.
And that's the advantage that Ulster University have from the short puck out. If they can find the likes of Aidan O'Brien, Aidan is a great striker from distance, as is Caelan McKernan, the captain, number 5, so they'll be looking to try and find those guys from a short, medium range puck out and shoot maybe from distance if they're not having too many players in their inside forward line.
Yeah, so that's a score they needed really, because there was a bit of a gap opening up, and here's a chance for Donegal to score again. That's Jack O'Loughlin, but the referee has given the decision there. What's he given? He's given it for Ulster University, did he?
It might have been a third man tackle, Jerome. It was hard enough to see because I was sort of following the ball as you were, but I think with Kevin Park's actions, I think he was pointing at one of the other players rather than Jack O'Loughlin, who was on the ball. I think it's maybe a third man tackle, possibly just off the ball, so it's a chance for Aidan O'Brien to get a score here, to get a second score. So look, if Ulster University can get this one over the bar, brings them back to only 1 point behind after 12 and a half minutes, so they'll be satisfied if they can get this ball over the bar.
Good spot, Simon. I didn't spot that, and good refereeing too, you have to say, if that's exactly what it was. Fair play.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now that's gone very high into the cold dark night here in the Dub Arena, but it's not got the distance quite, and it's gone to the left and it's gone wide. 13 minutes gone, 5-3 for Donegal, and both teams.
Great
it was. Look at you praising the goalkeepers, but it was a good one, you're right, and it gets the attack going, and there's Liam McKinney now. He's hoping to benefit, gives it inside to the captain, Ronan McDermott. Instead, it's O'Loughlin who picks it up, and they're still going. O'Loughlin's, and he feeds it in, and a shot on the ground. He might pull on it here, but the goalkeeper comes out. That's good keeping by Smith. Alert in there, but the Donegal threat there of a goal, maybe for the first time, and the keeper is penalised now. That is going to be a free in. What was that one for, Simon?
I think he took the ball maybe 3 times the hand, Jerome. You know, he was under pressure, got out of the goal, but maybe just a little bit more composure needed there. But you know, Donegal built a really, really nice attack. Good ball out from Luke White into the goal. Found Gavin Brown. Simple ball down the line to McKinney. You know, just building an opportunity by playing a simple game, keeping possession of the ball, and ran right at the Ulster University defence. So that's something that you will need to make sure that doesn't happen again. They need to be more switched on from the puck out. Post.
Come off the post. That could go anywhere, and the keeper is going to get a chance to make amends. Comes under pressure again. They're putting serious pressure on the keeper, but Smith did really well on that occasion. That's a let off for Ulster University, but the Donegal threat is still there. They come again. Coming in from the left corner, it is a goal chance, but he's going to get his point, I think, and he does from a pretty tough angle, but he does get it over the bar. Let's have another look at it here, Simon. Yeah, good block down there, and serious pressure, as I said, was being applied, and then the finish in the end was easy.
Yeah, and it was a goal chance, Jerome. You know,
you'd have gone low.
Well, the chance was there for McKinney. He started really well. That's his first point from play, 4th overall. So the opportunity was there for him.
Yeah, the last couple of minutes, Donegal have just threatened to get in for a goal and make the first real imprint in this game. At the minute, there's the 3 points in it, but that would have put daylight between them. Instead, this is a chance now for Ulster University and that man O'Brien, but he had one here a minute ago, and actually he's not going to take it. It's Aaron Bradley who's going to come out and take it.
Yeah, Aaron's a very good free taker as well. You know, Caelan McKernan did well there. He got the ball into his hand and tried to break the line, move up the field, and Donegal fouled him as he was breaking out. So an opportunity now for Bradley to get a second point of the day for him. He had one from play earlier. Seems to have struck it quite well. It's going to hang it around the house, I think.
It might drop short. It does drop short, and the keeper grabs it gratefully. And it's the Donegal keeper, Luke White. And now this is the fullback, Michael Donoghue, down the line to Gavin Brown. And down the line again, and it finds Liam McKinney. He fancies this. Now I'm right behind him here, and I think it's gone to the right and wide, and he's just missed it. Really good move in the umpire losing his footing in there, but he's okay too. And it's definitely given us a wide, and it's 16 minutes gone on 6 against 3, and quite a few missed opportunities at either end over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Nobody really been clinical, and you get the feeling that this is the sort of period in the game where somebody might just strike for a goal, but there's a lot of wides at the minute and wasted opportunities. It's there for someone if they want to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And there's a nice challenge going in there from Declan Mallon, and he steals the ball and feeds it back out to Cassidy. And again drops short, and it's going to be dealt with, or is it going to be dealt with? The goalkeeper comes out and he actually gets a free out, and he got out of jail a wee bit there.
Yeah, Cassidy's shot was half blocked. It's just put an awkward spin on the ball there, so Luke White will be relieved to have an opportunity now to clear his lines. So this, number 10 for Donegal, actually, he was on the ball, or he hit that one wide. Liam McKinney, he's impressed me so far, Jerome. He's playing in front of us here in our camera area. I think he's been very, very good so far, and he looks to be a very, very confident player at the minute.
Yeah, he's getting past his man a few times as well. There's Ryan, number 14, but he doesn't, and Jerry Gilmore is there instead, and Jerry just steadies himself. In the end, goes for his own score, and that's a super way to adapt there. He just put it over his shoulder and said, I don't need to pass, I can take my score myself, and he's a quality player. Yeah,
beautiful score by Jerry. That'll do his confidence the world of good. We're 17 minutes into the game now. Jerry hasn't really been on the ball too much, but really, really quality player, and great score for Donegal.
Donegal, I sense, are just trying to turn the screw a little bit here. They're going up a level, and they are through, and there might be that goal that we were thinking that they might be threatening. It's laid off by Pádraig Doherty. Brilliant save by the keeper, but it surely ends up in the net, and does, and it is that goal that has been threatening, and Donegal get it, the first real big move of the game. And the corner back was up helping, but in the end it was Ronan McDermott, the captain from the Bird Club, the famous Bird Club, with the first goal of the game.
Yeah, we're just looking at it again. Pádraig Doherty, number 4, did really well. Great shot, great save by Smith in the goal, but McDermott did really well and followed the ball up. It's always the second ball, Jerome. That's the dangerous one. Goal for Donegal.
You sound like you're talking from experience here. The goalkeeper makes a great save, and then he goes, where were you when I made the save? But they were trying to cover the line as well, but it was good following up from Donegal, and they just, as I say, have cranked things up a little bit, and we felt that goal was coming, and it makes it now 1-7-3, and all of a sudden, great from touch. Being 2 or 3 points down, there's real daylight there. That is a great touch by Turpin, but a poor delivery, and just gives it right back to Donegal. And Ulster University need to be more careful. They've only the 3 points on the board, and they've wasted a lot, and not just from efforts at goal, but just the aimless sort of balls into the forwards. They haven't given their forwards much of a chance, and I'm thinking maybe will they bring the likes of John Kennedy out a little bit, because they need to shift things around a bit, because the pattern of the game at the minute seems to be Donegal on top.
It has, Jerome, and Ulster University really need to get a score too, just to ease themselves back into this game, because we mentioned it a few minutes ago, they seem to be quite aimless at times in their delivery into the inside forwards, and that's something that they'll really need to increase in terms of the retention of possession, because right now they're hitting away too many aimless balls, and Donegal are capitalising on that.
And that one is wide as well, so it remains 1-7-3, so 7 points in it after 19 minutes for Donegal. A healthy lead for them, but what can Ulster University do? They've plenty of talent on the team, and Bradley from the Johnnies fancies that and spins away, and they need this to go over, and it has gone over. That is a good score, Simon, and just what they needed from your teammate up at the Johnnies there in Corrigan.
Yeah, Aaron, a really, really nice score off his right hand side. As we see on the replay, Aaron's predominantly a left sided player, so a good score on his right hand side, and his second score of the game.
Brings it back to a 6-point game, but that's broken again for Donegal, and a little pop over the top there by the captain McDermott. They're in looking for another one. Jerry Gilmore now over in the left corner and looks for Richie Ryan, but it's well read in there by Declan McCluskey, and he barges a tackle out of the way. He's a strong player in there from Lochgiel Shamrocks. We've seen him for club and for college the last couple of years now. He's stolen that, but he's just running out of room there. A little bit unlucky there for Ulster University, but a bit better from them in attack. But Donegal just have their tails up and seem to have more options around the field, and they're finding their men a little bit better. We'll see what the goalkeeper does with this one now. Where's he going to go this time? Simon, you take over. You're the goalkeeper here.
White has been very, very good in his distribution so far. He's going long at this stage, looking for McDermott. Real scramble for possession there on the far side, Jerome.
He's put a lot down. If he either goes short this side or he goes high down the other side, and it's ended up in a score, and it is indeed a good score.
Yeah, it's another score by McKinney, Liam McKinney, number 10. You know, and the Bertman, he's got 5 on the board, 2 from play, 3 from frees, and he's been very, very effective so far.
Yeah, I get the sense he's Simon Doherty's player of the match so far, but we're a long way from the finish now. He's been pushed over the line there, the big fullback. That's Michael Donoghue, but doesn't get the decision. It's an Ulster University ball, and that's just put in nicely.
That's a nice ball
for Mallon, and that is a good crossfield ball. Is it Kennedy over there? I think it
is.
Dannon
McHugh.
No, it is with Dannon McHugh, and he wants to go low here, doesn't he? And he nearly gets a score, but well done by the goalkeeper. Now it's Kennedy applying a little bit of pressure, and he's sent over carrying, and a throw ball, and he gets that decision.
Yeah, good, really, really nice ball. First of all, Tom Scally. Actually, if we look at the replay, Jerome, you know, if we look back maybe later on this evening, from the line ball number 7, Tom Scally, I actually think he flicked the sideline ball through his legs. Back to Jeglin Mallon, and it was a lovely diagonal ball into McHugh. McHugh took his man on. Good save by Luke White. You know, and the Donegal defender coming out actually threw the ball, so an opportunity now for McHugh to get another score on the board. So 1-8 plays not 4. Ulster University need this one.
Yeah, he should get this one then. I'm just thinking there's a lot of people watching the game on the Ulster GA YouTube channel, and if you want to communicate with me directly here in the commentary or Simon, send me a message. Now, I'm not sure if you can do it there, but you can use my Twitter if you like and send me a message there. It's just at Jerome Quinn if you want to do that. Feel free and let us know what you think of the game and how it's going so far as we come up to half time. 22 minutes gone, 1-8 to 4. Did he miss that?
No, it was over the bar.
All right, well, we're going to put it on the board now.
Yeah.
There's me chatting away and look down, but yeah, it's on the scoreboard now, and it is 1-8 to 5. So back to a 6-point game, and look, the Donegal defence there, commanding. That's the fellow who created the goal a minute ago, and he's back there. And it's been a little bit too easy from an Ulster University point of view, I'd say, for the Donegal defence. They've made it very easy for them, apart from that maybe a diagonal one that came in a minute ago. A lot of it's been very easy for them to face up to and defend. Now this is Luke McCusker, very deep again. The full forward, supposed to be full forward, but he's playing nearly corner back there. He's playing up the field now. He's gone past the ball, the luminous green ball that they use under lights, and the midfielder Conor Gartland gets the decision there. Maybe a 3-man tackle in there, so it's going to be a chance for Donegal to get another score here. And the big fella who's been impressing you is looking over to the linesperson to see where he can take this from, but even though they do that, they always still try to stay away a few centimetres.
Oh, 1 or 2, Jerome. No, look, it was a nice bit of play by Ulster University, but their touch just let them down there, and it's an opportunity now for McKinney to get another score on the board.
I think it's gone to the right, you know, he's put plenty on it, but it's gone to the right, and indeed it is wide.
Donegal's 5th wide of the game, so I suppose when they are 6 points ahead, they can afford the odd wide, but Ulster University, they're building an attack here through McKiernan. They need to take every opportunity that comes to them. That's a dangerous ball in around the house.
It is, and it was good approach play, but again, it just doesn't have the impact at the end that they need. They don't have that cutting edge, shall we say. Now here comes your man again. Here comes McKinney, one of the players of the game so far, if not the player of the game. Feeds it inside, doesn't go for his own score, but it might still end up over the bar. That looks pretty good to me, and it's from the midfielder Gartland, and it makes it 1-9 to 5 now after 24 minutes. And Donegal just keeping that gap there, 6 or 7 points, and this puck out now is going to go to Donegal as well, and it is McKinney who just takes that almost effortlessly. And it wasn't effortless to try and say that, but I got there in the end. But he doesn't get the score. That's a bit surprising.
Yeah, ball just went into the goalkeeper's hand, and Smith finds his clubmate, Finn Turpin, as well. Funny that the two guys, Pierce Smith in the goal, Finn Turpin midfield, and Jeglin Mallon.
Look at that ball. Look at that
number
ball.
11. They're 3 clubmates that would have played together in school, so they have a good understanding, but there was just nobody on the end of that ball inside from Turpin, and you can see there he's a bit frustrated on camera. So,
well, Donegal just seemed to be sitting in there, and it's just like buns to a bear in there. They're putting too many in there. They're either dropping short or dropping around there. They're not even being challenged.
Look at McCusker. We mentioned him. He seems to be playing very, very deep. I think Lucan needs to push up the field a little bit, and that would add a little bit more impetus to the Ulster University attack.
Is he trying to play as a sweeper? Is that the idea, do you think?
It could be, Jerome. Yeah, I think it certainly could be, but the reality is they're 1-9 to 5 points behind at this stage. They need to push up and go for the game and make. So there's another ball down the line, and there's only one guy inside the 45 for Ulster University.
They're killing themselves.
It's they need to be more efficient in their retention of possession, I feel.
Well, maybe you know, they're bringing back Luca McCusker to try and fill a gap in there because of the Donegal goal threat, but then they don't have someone up here. And look, it's 2 against 1 down here, and it's usually Donegal who win it, but not on this occasion.
McGill did well, but
he hasn't connected properly there.
Yeah, ball just short from McGill, and chance now for Donegal to launch another attack.
There is McCusker. Now that's maybe what McCusker was put in there for, the number 19, and now he can speed off into the attack and try and pick it up as well. And it's gone down the line. It's broken into McCusker, who's trying to get it. It does get it, takes it beautifully in his stride and going for his own score. He might even go for goal here. He drives it sort of around the crossbar area, and what does he get in the end?
Wide. I think the ball just went wide. I think we're just going to have a quick look at it on the replay. A lovely side step actually by Luca, and created a bit of space for himself, and I think he just
pulled the trigger. Yeah,
just miscued the shot a little bit, and it went outside and wide. So,
but that's what he can do.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. You know, it might be better for Luca to maybe closer to the opposition goal rather than his own. But ball out to Richie Ryan here for Donegal.
He hasn't really had room like this to get the ball in the game, but now he gets it and shows what he can do, and he leaves it off to Liam McKinney, who's had a great first half, but thought he was going to get through for a goal chance there in the end. Good play from Ulster University, and it was the number 2 Mark McLean from Ballycastle. It might still end up in a score, and does, for Donegal, and they stretch their lead. They go to 110, and now it's 8 points, and they sneak a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, and indeed, Jerome, you know, and we mentioned before the game, Donegal have had a relatively good National League so far, and they've continued this form. You know, they didn't have a game at the weekend just past there. They actually played round 3 a week before against Meath, so they've carried their good form throughout the first 3 rounds of the National League into this evening, and they've set themselves up with a really, really good platform here, 27 minutes into the game.
But how many times has the Donegal goalkeeper, Luke White, had balls just dropping in front of him? That's happened far too many times for the management of Ulster University's liking, and it ends up with Donegal getting possession, moving it around, and then having an effort. This occasion it goes right and goes wide, but that seems to be the pattern of the game coming up to the last 2-3 minutes of the half, and Ulster University will want to just keep this at 8 points. They don't want to go any further behind. They want to get in and reorganise a little bit. This is McCusker, and he is looking into the corner there for the number 13 McHugh.
Nice ball back by Dannon.
Yeah, it is a nice ball back. And is he going to get that score? Is that Kevin Curran all the way
up
there?
Indeed, yeah.
It is. It's the Burt man, the Donegal man, scoring against Donegal, playing against a few of his club mates and his few county players as well, and he gets a nice score there, and he should be playing the forwards, never mind number 4.
That was a nice move, really, really nice move. Smart play by Dannon McHugh to play the ball back to Curran, and really, really good score for the man wearing number 4 on his back.
Yeah, he should stay up there the way he's going. That's a lovely score. 28 minutes gone, 110 now to 6, but it might give Ulster University a bit of a lift if they can get another one here before half time, and that is McGill trying to get possession in there, but outnumbered, and as Donegal are going to pinch that back, and I think it's Ryan Hilferty, and it is. And yeah, they always seem to have an extra man or two around there at the minute. That's been the way it's gone. But look, it goes straight to McCusker, and he is sitting in there as a sweeper for Ulster University, and he drills it down into the corner. That's a good ball actually, and it's well taken.
Nice ball.
And that's a lovely ball inside, and there's a chance of a goal there, but denied, and it was a challenge coming in, I think, from the defender there, who just put him off, but that was a chance, and they're starting to go for goal, Ulster University. Not that they're panicking or anything, but if it's there, they'll go for it. That's a lovely crossfield ball. Oh, that's fantastic from Rory Campbell, but again, it doesn't quite stick. Oh, he's stolen it. That's a brilliant steal by Jerry Gilmore. Don't know how he did that, but he might get a score out of it as well. And indeed, he puts it over. That was all his own work there. That was a smash and grab in the last minute of the first half, and makes it 111 to 6.
Yeah, really, really good score by Gilmore, and you know, really, he'll be delighted with that, turning over the ball and composing himself, putting the ball over the bar. But chance now for McCusker to get one back for Ulster University.
Yeah, he just threw the dummy there. He certainly got the height, but has it got the distance?
Oh, great score.
It has, yeah. And that's what McCusker can do, and that is a good score to make it 7 points for Ulster University. Not a great return in the first half. They should have had a few more than that, but gives them a little bit of hope, and he, as you say, is capable of that.
Absolutely. You know, moving into the last 5 minutes of this first half, Jerome, you know, it's Donegal will be delighted at this stage. You know, 111 on the board's pretty good shooting, and you know, it's as I mentioned a minute or two ago, it's a really, really good platform for them to build from. But Ulster University will need to be taking every opportunity they can here. I think the referee.
That was Kennedy, and he got advantage there, but again, it drops into the keeper's arms. I know he was fouled there. It was good, lively, determined play by him, but it's I don't know. Maybe they need to put someone else in full forward or work it a little bit differently. They're just wasting so many opportunities in there.
Well, in the last play, John actually had the advantage from the referee, so I suppose it was nearly a shot to nothing that he had that 5-second advantage. So it's a chance for Aaron Bradley. Aaron has 2 points from play on the board so far. This is really in the middle of the field, so it's one that Ulster University need to create something from at this stage.
I was wondering, is there anyone listening to us, or are we just talking away to ourselves as usual? But thankfully I mentioned that Twitter, and Cora Harvey has sent a lovely message saying that she is enjoying the coverage. Thank you for that, Cora. So that's on my Twitter, which is @JeromeQuinn. Thank you. And it's good to know that people are enjoying the coverage with good numbers there, but we didn't hear from anyone, but we do know that they're on there now, so thank you for that. She has hashtag Satanta.
Jerome, you mentioned Kevin Curran there, number 4. He's gone up into the forward line and has stayed up there. He got another great score. That was a beautiful score by Curran off his left-hand side, and 2 in a row for Kevin, and that's impressive shooting.
The Donegal man is destroying Donegal, or something like that. But yeah, 2 points for him, and it means they've now 8 in the first half. But it's sort of to and fro. You get 1, we get 1, and that keeps the gap at same. That's dropped in. It could end up in the net. Oh, how did it not? And might still end up, and surely does, and it does. And that's poor defending, you have to say, from an Ulster University point of view. Just when they were getting to half time and keeping the score in there, and that was all a little bit too easy. Richie Ryan just dropped it in there, and a bit of a mess, Simon.
Yeah, maybe the goalie maybe lost it in the light, I'm not too sure, but well followed up by Donegal, by Campbell. He got on the end of it to increase his own personal tally to 1-1. So yeah, not the phase of play that Ulster University would have needed, but Donegal will be delighted at half time if the next 3 minutes plus injury time sort of stays this way. They've definitely set themselves up for potentially winning their first Conor McGurk Cup to them. Yeah,
they certainly have made a break in the first half. 2-11-7 now seems a big gap for them. That's going to be a long way back, but Ulster University are a talented team too, and they've got fire, as you can see. They're coming forward. But that's well intercepted. Donegal really have their tails up, and Ulster University just need to get to half time, I think.
Yeah, the game's gone very open, very, very ragged. There's a lot of space in that Ulster University defence, and Donegal are making the most of that. This play is actually a really, really nice ball across to Richie Ryan there.
Yeah, I think it got deflected there, but it has ended up with Ryan, and he's starting to come into the game a little bit more. He's a strong player. First 20 minutes or so, Simon, he wasn't getting on the ball. He was being tightly marked in there, but he's found a little bit of room. He's maybe come out to the wing a little bit, and he is starting to have an impact.
Yeah, well, if you look at the inside forward line of Donegal, they have 2 points from Jerry Gilmore, 2 points from Richie Ryan, and 1-1 from Rory Campbell. So 6 scores for their 3 inside forwards. That's pretty impressive shooting, to be fair, and it's something that Donegal will be very, very pleased about. Mickey McCann, the manager, will be very pleased at this stage.
Midfield aren't bad either, although we put that just to the wide, just to the side of the post. That was Gartland, so it hasn't gone over, but it's 33 minutes gone now. 2-12-7, that's 11 points.
2-12 to 8, I think.
2-12, yeah. 2-12 to 8, that's right, it is, yeah.
10-point game, Jerome. It's not what Ulster University would have been wanting at this stage, but Donegal will be delighted, and I mentioned a moment or two ago, their form from the National League has continued, and Donegal will be looking at a possible National League final as well. That's the sort of, in terms of Division 2B, that's where they want to be, and that's where they have the potential to be. So this game is definitely going to help them in terms of their preparations for round 4 of the league.
And that's good defending. Is that McCluskey in there? I think it is. No, actually it's a number 11 back there. It's Mallon back there, but it still ends up in a shot. It's going to go to the left and it's going to go wide. But yeah, the main area for me, Simon, so far is the Donegal defence, because anything Ulster University have thrown at them, they have dealt with it. And you saw John Kennedy there making a run, for example. They're trying everything to try and get through. McCusker got through once as well, and he put it wide, but anything that's gone in there, they have been so strong and so firm in there, and that comes from organisation, as you say, from the league experience as well.
Yeah, no, they've dominated the game, and look, in terms of the shots opportunities created as well, they've 2-12 on the board. They've actually hit 8 wides as well, so that's a lot of chances to be creating in any half of hurling, and Donegal will be very, very pleased at this, their first 30, 34 and a half, 35 minutes almost, and it's definitely definitely something that Ulster University are going to really need to increase in the second half, is retaining the ball in their inside forward line. They have to be playing the ball more intelligently rather than just hitting it aimlessly in, trying to find players maybe to hand or running at Donegal. That's maybe a better method to be using.
Interesting, yeah. We'll see if they do that in the second half, because they're just putting a lot of ball in there. Some of it hasn't been aimless, to be fair, but it hasn't stuck. I think that's a half-time whistle, and it is indeed. But yeah, it might be better if they run a little bit at them. Now Kennedy tried it a minute ago, and McCusker has tried it, but maybe there's a result there for them in the second half, but it's a big gap to try and get back.
It is. It's hard to look past Donegal at this stage, you know, and they've had a really good half of hurling. They have. There's absolutely no doubt about it. You know, right from, you know, Luke White made a great save in the goal, and the defence has been quite solid. So, you know, and as I mentioned earlier, 6 scores from their inside forward line. You know, Campbell has 2 scores, 1-1. Richie Ryan has 2 points. Jerry Gilmore has 2 points. But for me, you know, the guy who's having a really good impact for Donegal is Liam McKinney, number 10. He has 5 scores on the board, 2 from play, and you know he's been effective in creating chances for others as well, Jerome. So look, you know, plenty of food for thought for Mickey McCann moving into the National League round 4 as well. So yeah, let's hope for a very competitive second half.
Absolutely. That's Simon Doherty with me. Donegal have stayed out in the pitch. Ulster University have gone into the dressing rooms, and we're going to take a break as well. We'll be back in about 5 minutes time for the start of the second half. Ulster University out on the pitch doing a little bit of warm-up before the start of the second half. They need to hit the ground running at the start of the second half. They're behind and losing this McGurk Cup final in a very cool Dub arena. But we have a few viewers who are not feeling the cold too much, Simon, I guess. We're back on. Apologies, we lost connection there for a minute or two at the start of the second half. These things happen when you're live streaming, I'm afraid, but you haven't missed too much. It is now 2-14-9 for Donegal. A couple of points at the start of the second half from the two corner forwards for Donegal, actually Rory Campbell and Jerry Gilmore on target with a couple of points, and then Ulster University hit back with one from Luca McCusker. And so no goals or anything, and pretty much the same pattern as the first half, Simon Doherty.
Indeed, Jerome. Pretty good start by Donegal. They'll be happy with 2 scores on the board. And it was funny, just as the internet went on us, we were saying about the heat. I was saying my dad and my sister are actually out in Spain enjoying the game. So yeah, hopefully there's people all over the world actually enjoying the game this evening. It's great that Ulster GA are providing this service, and yourself and everything as well, MQ Video. So look, it's great to be here, and hopefully we're looking forward to a good competitive second half.
Absolutely, and plenty of time to go. And another nice point there for Donegal, and they have gone to 2-15 now to 9. And there's their centre half back Lafferty again, gives it to Jack O'Loughlin, sends it out into the middle of the field, and that man McKinney there again. I know he does beautifully, can't get it himself, but he just pokes the ball in front of Richie Ryan, and here he goes, and he's a lovely hurler. He's got possession, he's strong, and he drives it over the bar. I thought that was going to the top corner, but it's a point, and another point for Donegal, and they go to 16-9, and there's 13 points in it. They really opened up in the second quarter of the first half, and they're continuing in that vein in the second half. And Ulster University struggling a little bit to keep in it, but they have a chance now. They'd love a little goal here. They need a goal here. Can he get through? And he just couldn't get a connection on it there. Now there might be a free in, or maybe no, it's just someone is injured, I think, there. So the hurl maybe connected with the leg of the number 2 there, Stephen McBride. He's in a bit of pain, and so is Finn Turpin, who went through there trying to get the score. Yeah,
I think it was actually maybe Luca McCusker.
Was it? I saw the 9, and I couldn't tell if it was 9 or 19. But
yeah, it was a really
is a white helmet. Yeah,
really good move, and Luca was right through on goal. Really good hook by Gavin Brown, number 5 for Donegal. Could have been a goal there for Ulster University, and one that would have brought them back into the game at this early stage in the second half. So yeah, look, hopefully Luca is okay. Hopefully Stephen McBride, number 2 for Donegal, is okay as well. I see he's down getting a bit of treatment as well. So yeah, good start to the second half anyway.
Painful one there, you can see that when the helmet comes off and the guy's on the ground, he's going to be down for a little while, and he's in pain. And they really did need a score there, Ulster University, after the way Donegal have started. Well, he's up. Number 2 is up. That's Stephen McBride from the Satanta club. Now Lucas still suffering a little bit there, hasn't he? Hasn't put the helmet on. I think he's going off.
I think so. Yeah,
that's a blow for them.
It is. He doesn't look to be moving too well there, and it's a pity. A really good player, really great player, to be honest with you. 2 points from play in the first half. So look, hopefully Luca is okay, and he's not going to be out for too long anyway. Please God.
All going well for Donegal, and now they are trying to punish Ulster University even more. And what a brilliant run there by Gilmore. Leaves it off to Ryan, and Ryan surely is going to go for goal. He doesn't miss those. That's brilliant from Donegal. They are on their way to winning the 2023 McGurk Cup final. They had their hearts broken last year in the final. I don't think it's going to happen this time. They are going to get the cup this time, the way things are going.
Jerome, if anybody was ever to look at a textbook of playing a running game, that was a perfect example. What a run by Jerry Gilmore. Perfect time, and slipped the ball off to Richie Ryan. What a finish as well. So massive start by Donegal this second half, and this game is looking like Donegal's to lose at this stage. Donegal look very, very comfortable.
Ryan, the way he finished that, you knew he just wasn't going to miss it. It was all about the wrists, and he's so strong when he gets ahead of you. You just knew the way he was going to put that, and he gets the power in it, the way that he flicks it almost.
Absolutely, a really brilliant goal, a brilliant team goal. It started right from the half back line of Donegal. As I mentioned, Jerry Gilmore breaking through, great pace, great acceleration to accelerate away from, I think it was Jegnan Mallon, and slipped it off at the right time for Richie Ryan, and brilliant goal. Pierce Smith, unfortunately, no chance in goal for Ulster University. So another opportunity for our number 10, Liam McKinney. A really, really good first half. Liam has 6 points on the board, 4 from frees, 2 from play. So he got one towards the start of the second half. So another opportunity for him to get one on the board.
Can I put it to you, Simon, that this tournament usually is played at the start of January as preparation for the league? Different time now. So Donegal, as the county team, are in a different position. They've had, as you say, a good start to the league. Now that one's just gone to the right. In fact, it's dropping short and going out for a 65. But you know, they're further on in their season. They're a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit fluid in their game. They know what they're doing, and that's the stage they're at now. So they're better than they would have been maybe at the start of January. Well, that's probably obvious. Whereas Ulster University have had their entire campaign, their season's over really. So is that the big difference we're seeing tonight?
Well, I suppose, you know, the beauty of the Conor McGurk Cup is the time that it is, Jerome, usually in terms of the January time frame. Ulster University, Queen's University are both competing close to championship performance. You know, they're getting ready to peak, whereas Donegal would be in a heavy sort of pre-season, and the likes of all of the different inter-county teams would be in pre-season mode. Donegal are now very much in season in the National League, and you're right. And to be honest, they've been very, very impressive tonight. Like, we've played just over 43 minutes. They have 3:17 on the board, and that's serious shooting. 3:16.
And when you think last year, Davin Flynn scored 2-5 for them, and that was most of their scores last year, and they don't have him now. And we were maybe thinking, are they as strong as last year? But they put up a great score here tonight. And this Ulster University team is full of fantastic young players from all over Antrim, Down, Fermanagh, and so on. You know, so it's no easy match at all for them, but they've made it look kind of easy with superb hurling like that. That's a brilliant ball out to Ronan McDermott now at the end of it. Has he got a score? I'm not quite sure.
Yep,
he has actually, but it was a lovely ball. So they're playing great hurling, lovely hurling, and people are enjoying it, not just you, but we have another message there on my Twitter feed from Magella McDermott. She says, great coverage, thanks so much, keep it going Donegal. And again, she is hashtag Bert, and thank you for that, Magella. It's good to know you're watching the game down there and enjoying this performance. And it is a little bit of history tonight for Donegal. They've never won this competition. They're in their second final, and it looks like they're going to win it for the very first time, and they will certainly have deserved it. They are well clear at the minute, long way to go, but this is great play by the Waterford man from Mount Sion, and he's going to get us free. And Canada doing his best there and running at the defence, and he is able to draw that free, and he's shown them the slither as well, to say, but he hasn't really been able to get past them. You know, it's good defending. Now he's getting a card here, I think.
Yeah, I think
you know, he's a 2 or 3 men standing up to him every time he's tried to get going, and that's been the story of the game.
Indeed, Jerome. You know, it was actually a bit of a high tackle on John by Jack O'Loughlin. I think that's maybe why he was a wee bit upset. But you know, and just as another point of note there, I note that Ben Corrigan, number 17, came on for Luca McCusker. So a clubmate replacing another clubmate, both Lisbon and Proud Fermanagh men. So chance for Bradley to extend his personal tally to 3, and he's done just that.
And that's double figures for them now. So 3-17. That is a 16-point game. I think early on it was just point for point, but Donegal have really put their print on this game with a very fine performance. And big Ryan's goal a few minutes ago has put even more daylight between them. But the last score has gone to Ulster University. Can they get another one now? And I wonder what is going to be on the bench as well. Now that's just popped down into the corner, and that's McCluskey all the way up there. That's Declan McCluskey from Lochgiel, and he's chased that into the corner, and I'm wondering what he's even doing up there.
Yeah, it seems to be a direct swap that Jeglan Mallon, wearing number 11, has actually gone back into the full back line, and Declan McCluskey, who is wearing number 3, has gone up into the half forward, maybe even the full forward line. So, you know, it's interesting that, that such a dramatic swap has been made, but Jeglan Mallon has played at full back and has played at centre back as well for both his club and his school previously. So
well, here is McCluskey. Let's see what he can do in the forwards. He's hit that nicely.
Score.
Oh, well, that's why he's up there.
Absolutely.
I've seen him in previous years as a roving, strong half back sitting in there and then bursting through. I haven't seen those delicate skills too much, but that was a nice one. There were people in Lochgiel going, we knew he could do that.
Decky's a tremendous player, Jerome. I had the pleasure of coaching him for 4 years there, and you know, he's as you say, such a versatile player. He really could play anywhere in the field, and that's just an example of it with that excellent score. So nice ball by John Kennedy, finding Aaron Bradley as well. Should be a score here.
Oh, absolutely. Is he tempted, do you think, to go for goal, or he's got to take his point? And they do need just to get a few scores on the board, and that's a good score. They're inspired by McCluskey, the corner forward star.
Absolutely, you know, and Jerome, we mentioned earlier in the game, Ulster University need to be more precise in the ball that they're given to their forward line. That was an example there. Kennedy played with his head up, played a nice ball across the field to Aaron Bradley, and a simple score. So if Ulster University are to get themselves back into this game even further, they're going to need to repeat elements of play like that and not have sort of crazy deliveries from distance.
Well, fair play to them tactically that way, but they've also kept going even though there have been goals going in there. There may be another one now. Oh, he's put it over the bar. I thought he was definitely going for his goal there. Didn't get it. But the point is, Ulster University haven't thrown the towel in.
No, absolutely. And look, this game has been very, very competitive throughout. You know, that was a good score by Rory Campbell. Rory Campbell has won 3 on the board, so he's played a very, very good game. And a chance now for Keelan McKernan to shoot one from distance. Looks pretty good from here, Jerome.
Yeah, he's got it over. That's a good response. Again, as I say, they're giving it everything, and they'll probably roll on a few subs here as well. This is still an enjoyable game, even though it looks very one-sided on the scoreboard. And I have another message coming in from Emer this time. So good to have coverage of the game. GEA doesn't get aired enough, she says, and she's watching from Cheltenham. So thank you for that message, and the rest of them, if you want to connect with me, just go to my Twitter handle there, @JeromeQuinn, and leave us a message, and we'll get to the stage in about 15 minutes time where I'll take your contenders for player of the match. Here's big Richie Ryan going through. He's got one goal, he lays one off, he might get it. It's come back into his hand, and he drives it, and it's gone over the bar, or just over. I wonder, did it get a touch from the goalkeeper? I don't know, but Simon, you'll give him credit if he did.
Yeah, look, it's a good score by Richie Ryan, and Smith seemed to have it covered anyway. But Richie Ryan has got 1-4 from play. Rory Campbell has 1-3 from play.
And yet he was quiet for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, like, and just to finish off the inside forward line, Jerry Gilmore has 3 points from play, and he provided one of the goals for Ryan. So that's a serious return from an inside forward line, Jerome. And 3:19 on the board, just nearly 49 minutes played. It's a very, very impressive scoreline.
Absolutely, and they have another 21 minutes, so they could extend that. But Ulster University have 13 points on the board. I'm just wondering if they could get a score, but hold on, there's another threat of a goal here. I think he'll just take his point, but that's the second time they've come away from that sort of position and headed towards goal.
Yeah,
in behind.
Liam McKinney again. McKinney, I'm actually just totting it up here. McKinney has 8 points on the board. That's a very, very impressive tally as well. And I just noted there about 60 seconds ago when you were talking, Jerome, in terms of the defenders, the guys who are lined out from number 2 to number 7, there's 5 points from Ulster University have come from their backs, which is interesting. In terms of the 13 points that they've got, 5 have come from their defence, which is interesting that they're able to shoot from distance. So maybe need to be just a wee bit more clinical from their shot selection as well.
That's a great block down there. Great work. Donegal midfield. Well, they're enjoying themselves out there, and they're energised by that. But Ulster University now. You mentioned their defenders like him scoring, but he didn't score from half-back or from defence. He scored from a corner forward position, and there now is their corner forward. And has he got that in target? He has, and that's Dannon McKeough from St John's, but playing down in Fermanagh, you were telling me, this year, and that's a good score from him. Yeah,
Dannon's second point, 1 from a free, 1 from play, so good score, and certainly every opportunity that Ulster University have, they're going to need to make count in the next sort of 10 or 12 minutes, to hopefully get themselves back into the game for a grandstand finale. That's what we'd be hoping for, and all of the viewers would be hoping for, to have a really, really competitive second half. That's a great ball by McKernan out to John Kennedy. Oh, well intercepted though by O'Loughlin.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story, or one of the stories of the game. Jack O'Loughlin from Buncrana, and there's a lovely little bit of play by the captain. McDermott comes inside, he's got support there, he's got men lining up, and it is O'Loughlin again. And does the man from Inishowen get his score? He does, and that's a nice score. He deserved that. He kind of started that and finished it.
He did, and that's Jack's first point of the day.
Here come the subs. They're going to roll on the subs now. Donegal, and they're taking off their cornerback Pádraig Doherty from. No, they're not. He looked to be running that way. He's not going off. It's actually, is it the corner forward? I think it's Jerry Gilmore going off. He is. Yeah, he's removed his green helmet, so his day is done.
Yeah, Jerry Gilmore played a really good game. You know, I know their Dara O'Malley's coming on here, number 17, but Jerry had a really positive game. He got 3 points from play. He set up Richie Ryan's goal, which is goal number 3 for Donegal, and you know, had a very big impact. You know, in terms of 51 minutes of work, I'd say Jerry would be very content this evening.
Back with the play, and the puck out goes down the left around the left half forward position. And Ulster University get it to their midfielder Owen Cassidy. He's from Kevin Lynch's in Dungiven. Now, what can the full forward line do? You were saying they haven't scored, they haven't got too many scores. Look who's up there. Is that number 4 again, Kevin Curran?
It is indeed. Number 3 and number 4 both playing on the inside forward line for
Well, that
Ulster
maybe
University.
tells the story tonight. They've had to send those boys up there. But here's number 5 at the back. That's Caelan McKernan, the captain, and he's got us free. Another message coming in there, by the way, and it's D. O'Kelly is his Twitter handle. Not sure what your first name is, but he says, cheers for streaming Donegal against Queens. Video is as good as TG Cahir, and commentary is excellent. And he says Liam McKinney for man of the match, and Simon, I think, will be going for that later on as well, unless someone else does something very dramatic. But certainly there's a few other contenders. But thank you for that message on the Twitter there at Jerome Quinn. So please keep in touch with us. Another one coming in now, and it's from CNMD Donegal. Is that coming the Bunskill in Donegal? And they're saying hopefully Donegal can push on now. Would be great to have the McGurk Cup at the awards night tomorrow in Letterkenny. Pádraig Doherty and Marty McGrath involved with us there. I
Nice
see
ball.
the connection there.
Nice ball by O'Malley inside.
Yeah, that's the sub who's just come in.
Hilferty. Great ball
Aye.
inside. That's a dangerous one. It's there for Ryan if he wants it. Oh, great
It's
save.
nearly kicked in.
Good save. Yeah,
And
well
it
done.
was well watched by Pierce Smith, but it was Ronan McDermott, the captain, looking, I think, for his second goal. And he just tried to boot it into the net from close range and didn't quite get it. So a wee bit of a let-off for Ulster University. And the game is just so open, Simon. It's enjoyable, though.
It is. It's been a good second half to date, and you know that was a good save by Pierce Smith in goal and read that ball well. And you know, Ulster University have an opportunity now through Finn Turpin to retain possession from the line ball. He's looking for McHugh inside.
It's almost
Well
as
taken.
if, oh, lovely
Yeah,
take. He
yeah,
got
well
the ball
taken.
into the hand nicely there. Do you know, it's almost as if they've realised, the players, that the score doesn't matter at this point, and there's no point having big sort of defensive situations out there, or formations, and they're just getting on with the hurling and enjoying the game.
Absolutely, you know, and the pitch is nice. It's a nice condition. It's, you know, it's a beautiful place to play hurling this evening. It's a really nice arena. You mentioned earlier on, Jerome, on a Thursday evening, it's a great opportunity to go and express yourself. And you know, these days are
tight, it's narrower, or not narrower. It's not as long this pitch as well, which maybe allows them to that as well. Been a nice game, so there's plenty of scores and players getting a good run at it. It is a good game.
Jerome, we've had nearly 40 scores in 54 minutes, and I think that tells its own tale, to be honest with you. It's been a really open game, a really enjoyable game to commentate on. And look, over the next 15, 16, 17 minutes, how long we have left, great take by McKiernan. I hope we have a really good finish now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's all positives. And it's a great competition. It's been running, what, about 7 or 8 years now, and it's hosted by Queens in memory of Conor McGurk. And Conor McGurk was a big Queens man.
McHugh has it, slips it inside. Ooh, just overcooked the pass into Kevin Curran.
I'm not sure even McGurk's family would have expected the competition to go this long and to run this well and have this much interest, and you know, to be part of Ulster GAA's calendar, and for 10 teams to take part this year on this knockout basis that they have this year. And they've tweaked it every year, but they've kept it going. That's the important thing, and they've kept his name there, and I know the family appreciate that, and the teams appreciate getting to play as this fine facility, as you mentioned as well. And was that big Declan McCluskey again, the Lochgiel Shamrocks man, pushing for a place in the forwards now full time, I'd say.
Yeah, great score by McCluskey. Really good composed finish. Jerome, you're saying there about the value of this competition. You know, I was very lucky to be part of the team that competed in the first final, Armagh against Derry, and you know, I was very fortunate to have played in the final with Ulster University, have managed in the final. You know, it's a really valuable competition for Ulster hurling, and the fact that Ulster University and Queen's University can compete and take part and get to the final of this competition, you know, that helps develop standards within universities, within inter-county teams, and you know, I think that this competition only brings positivity, to be honest.
Yeah, there's 10 teams taking part this year, 2 universities and the rest county teams, and Ulster University have done very well to get to the final. Doesn't look good on the scoreboard, but they've participated really well tonight. Confirmation on Twitter that was indeed coming to Bunskill. Donegal tweeting about the awards, and he says Donegal Abu, or maybe it's she says Donegal Abu. Lots of good happy Donegal comments coming in on the Twitter feed there at Jerome Quinn. Thank you for those. Keep them coming, and we will take your contenders for player of the match as we go towards the closing stages. And as Donegal close in on winning their first ever McGurk Cup, and that will be a significant win for them. And I'm sure they don't get too much silverware down there. I know that Setanta got a trophy last year, and Burt are used to getting a few, but at county level.
Well, this Donegal team have been, on the cusp of Nicky Rackert's success, and National League 2B success over the last number of years. They have impressed me big time, Jerome, this evening, to be honest with you. I think that, as I mentioned earlier, they've had a solid start to their league. They've been very impressive this evening, and they'll be looking forward to the rest of the National League as well as the Nicky Rackert, with enthusiasm, because they're playing some really, really nice hurling, and they're actually missing some of their more established names this evening in terms of Danny Cullen, Declan Coulter. So it'll please Mickey McCann, the manager, that some of his younger players have stepped up to the plate this evening and performed really, really well. Yeah,
so last year wasn't a flash in the pan where they nearly beat down. They so deserved it on that occasion. And when you look at the team lineup as well and the clubs there, a number of years ago it would have practically been the Burt team playing for the county, but there's a real spread across there now, and they've been well managed and well coached, and the manager does deserve credit as well.
Absolutely, and as I mentioned earlier, some of the younger guys coming into the team, and that's going to help their own self-confidence as well. The fact that they're playing, in such an arena this evening and a big occasion, because it is a big occasion this evening. It's a final, and for them to have the opportunity to win, possibly Donegal's first Conor McGurk Cup title, that's going to be a very, very proud evening for them.
Now, this is their centre half back, Barney Lafferty from the Setanta club. And it falls for Ulster University
Mark
in
McLean,
there.
Yep, cornerback Mark
McLean, yeah, coming out. It was first of all McKernan, but then
Kennedy's shot from distance. Jerome, it's looking good. Yeah, all the way, gone over the bar. John's first point of the day.
Good score from John around the middle of the field, and another substitute is going to come in now for Donegal. 3:22 to 17. What's that? 14 in it, and number 18 is coming in now for Donegal.
Yep, Sean Ward coming in, and I think it's Richie Ryan. He's going to make way. Richie has had a really good game, 1-4 from play. And one of the points that he got could have been a goal. He just blazed it over the bar. So Richie's very, very effective in the inside forward line. And
we mentioned about all the Donegal young players coming through. Now he's a blow-in, if you like. He's Limerick man. He's played for Kildare. So they have a few guys that have come in as well, and those sort of guys are invaluable.
Well, Richie's a very experienced player. He's added a lot of value to both Dunlow, who won the Donegal Junior Championship for the first time in 2021, and the Donegal Senior team. So
hold on, we might get another goal here. Donegal looking to extend their lead. No, they'll just take a point in the end, and that's sensible enough. And it's that man McKinney. Indeed.
Yeah, no, look, we were mentioning some of the more experienced players. Those guys have been around the block for a number of years, league and championship, and that experience has counted this evening. Kennedy, another opportunity.
Lovely ball to him.
Great score.
And that's 2 in a row for him, I think, or 2 in 3 minutes anyway. And nicely taken as well. And the game is just so open that it's we score, you score. And you were saying 40 scores. Well, we're now up to, is it 44? Am I adding that right?
Oh, it'll take me a second, Jerome, just to check the mathematics. But just trying to see who's coming back on. Is it Luca McCusker actually coming back on? Maybe.
Right, okay. So he wasn't too badly hurt. No, it's just as it says, one score, one
dangerous
one score at the other, and nearly ended up in the net, but it's gone wide.
Has gone wide. It's actually number 18 that has come on for Ulster University. Colin McDonald from Cloney Gales in a huckle. He's actually very similar physique and wearing a white helmet as well, similar to Luca. So that's why I sort of maybe got a little bit confused. But no, Colin's a fine young player, very, very good, very, very talented forward. So good opportunity for Colin to see what he can do here for the next 10 or 12 minutes.
Kennedy a little bit frustrated there, and ball blocked down, and then it's a free now for Donegal, and they're looking to bring on, I think, another couple, but I think we'll go on first of all with the free, and it's McKinney, and it is the man from Birch. How many has he got now, Simon?
9, Jerome. By my calculation, this is an opportunity to open up double digits. And
number 10 on his back.
Good. Yep,
and he's got 10 as well.
Yep, very, very impressive performance tonight. Just going to tally it up here, Joe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You really can't count, can you?
6 from frees and 4 from play. So really, really good performance by Liam McKinney, I have to say.
Donegal not stopping there. This is one of the subs who came in. That is number 17, Darrow Malley.
Good ball inside by McIntyre.
Yeah, Brian McIntyre. I haven't mentioned him too much, but he has done a lot of good work out there. The man from St Eunan's played at number 2 last year for them and scored a point from cornerback. And that's just gone to the left and it's just gone wide.
A wide number 11 for Donegal. Jerome, just looking at it from number 8 to 15 for Donegal, Brian McIntyre, number 12, is actually the only guy who hasn't got on the score sheet. Now, he seems to be playing quite deep. You had mentioned earlier that he actually played in the full back line last year, and he's played very, very well. Maybe by not being seen on the scoreboard, but in terms of his effective play, he's worked hard for his teammates and provided for them. So, he's had a good game.
Here's a chance for Ulster University. They're outnumbered in there, but if they can get this, McCluskey going for it, but didn't get clean possession. They might still get it in here, and they're foraging for it, but it's going to be Donegal. No, it's not. It is. No, it's not. It's Ulster University.
Colin McDonald.
It is. It's the subby. Come on, you said he's a fine player, and he took that nicely.
He did, definitely did. And that was a nice score. It'll do Colin's confidence the world of good, and 8 minutes to go. That's a nice score for Colin McDonald, and just into the game.
This competition, it's done a lot of good for Donegal. I think it's been good for them. When I think about their performances over the last 2 or 3 years, I saw them up in actually the campus at Jordanstown last year.
That's right,
and they played brilliantly. It was a really good. I remember thinking these guys are really good.
Yeah, that was
I was a bit surprised. Yeah, and they came in and obviously it wasn't a fluke. They did well in the final, and they've continued their progress.
Absolutely, and they've had a really, really good game to date. That's a great turn by
McCampbell. He's speedy, isn't he?
Campbell, yep.
He's really nippy, especially for this time in the game. And
good score.
You know what he was thinking there? Will I really go for goal here? I can take a point if I want. And then he just does.
Jerome, there's 1-4 from Rory Campbell. Richie Ryan 1-4. Jerry Gilmore 3 points. That's an excellent return from any inside forward line, and that'll be
here comes Kennedy.
Definitely plenty of pleasing aspects to the forward play for all of the Donegal management.
Oh, he's had such a frustrating night. Kennedy there, he got outnumbered again around the middle of the field, and his pocket was pinched, and it might end up in another score. It's dropping short, is it? Smith deals with it, and deals with it well, or does he? He's under pressure, but keeps cool. We were talking with him earlier on. He's the potential to go on to be a really brilliant down goalkeeper. He made his debut at the weekend, and just as you were telling me that, I was thinking, hold on, let's go back to the play here. This could be a goal, and it's the number 6 up there now. That's Aidan O'Brien for Ulster University. They've all the defenders up in the forwards now. Yeah, I was going to make the point that Noel Keith was celebrated last week, and he probably is the down goalkeeper of all time that is best known, certainly, and it was good to see a tribute to him. But this fella Smith could follow in his footsteps.
He's a very, very good goalkeeper with a lot of potential. Definitely a guy that we're going to have a close eye on over the next 10-15 years in the Portaferry and the Down jerseys. So look, he's a first year student. He's had a really, really good college campaign to date, and he's played pretty well this evening. So look, I'm delighted to see him playing with such confidence as well.
McIntyre involved again.
Good tackle.
Oh, he's dispossessed though.
Ben Corrigan did well there.
That is good work. He's got it back for his team and just drives it down the line. But look, 2 men against 1 in there, and beautifully taken as well in front of McCluskey. And it was Lafferty. Now that's what you call route 1, high into the sky. Just drop it in there. Now Ryan isn't there, but there's still plenty of threat there for Donegal. But that's
big tackle there.
That is a big tackle. It's going to be a free out for that challenge on Cassidy.
The captain, Ronan McDermott,
he's still putting it in the hits, even though they are 15 points ahead.
Yeah, he's that's a captain leading by example, not allowing the Ulster University defender to come out with the ball easily. Now he may have given away a free, yes, but he's allowing his defence an opportunity to set up.
Ulster University starting to just drop it directly in and around the house there, but Donegal have coped with everything in there, and there hasn't been a goal threat. They have conceded 19 points though, even though they're winning this game easily. It's been that open game.
Chance for Kieran McGill here. I think his jersey was pulled back there. Yep, it's going to be a free in for Ulster. I wonder, will they maybe have a shot at goal here, Jerome, rather than taking their points?
That's an idea.
Aidan O'Brien, I think he's over the ball there. Aidan, I think he'll certainly fancy having a shot at goal for a 3-pointer rather than being content with 1.
Referee having a word with the fullback, Michael Donoghue from Setanta. I think we might see a yellow card here for the man in the yellow jersey. 3:25 to 19. I'm going to add that up for you now. That is 47 scores.
Wow. It's been a real exhibition of fluid attacking play this evening, Jerome, and it has been a pleasure to be here and be part of this broadcast this evening. So it'll be interesting to see now how O'Brien goes. It's always, we mentioned earlier, the follow-up. Say for example, if this is blocked or Ulster University switched on to actually get the rebound. Here we go.
Definitely low, but it goes over the bar. One of those ones where you go for the crossbar and you know you'll maybe get your point, but hope it maybe drops in under.
Indeed, I mentioned earlier on, it's great to see Aaron back playing. He had a shoulder issue, just before the Ryan Cup. He actually missed a lot of the championship then, missed the Ryan Cup weekend. So it's good to see Aaron back onto the field, and a really, really good player.
And also onto the field, Ulster University. Am I getting this right? It looked like 5 substitutes have just come on for Ulster University for the last 5 minutes or so of the game. The players gone off 4, 8, 5, 7 and 15.
Yeah.
It's not a case of like the manager's fed up with them and he's throwing the towel and he's got, you're all coming off. No, he's just getting everybody a game here, and that's good to see. Yeah, no,
it's a great opportunity to look at these guys, and they deserve an opportunity to play for 4 or 5 minutes in the McGurk Cup final. It's it's their last game of the season in terms of the seniors. The freshers still have championships, so it's great for them to get that opportunity and experience as well.
22 is one of them. That's Kieran Curran from. No, that's the wrong team. That's the other team. 22 is Ryan Callahan. He's from Setanta. I was wondering. I read that first. I thought, no, I'm on the wrong side. So he's Setanta.
Absolutely,
and he is with Ulster University. And who else did I see out there? I think maybe it was a 24. That would be Rory McCormick from Lochgale. We'll pick these up as we go on because they'll be in the play. Oh, great catch. And it's McKinney again who's going to profit from that catch. And he's going to take his own score from distance, I think. And indeed, it goes over the bar. So I see, 17 was already out there for Ulster University. Just want to give a name check to the guys who've come on there.
Yeah.
And now it's Donegal have sent on 3 players.
Subs,
so it's a case of giving everybody a run, and you like to see that.
It is. Look, it's
in
great.
The spirit of the occasion.
Absolutely. No, it is. It's a great opportunity for Donegal to have a look at some of these guys, even if it maybe only is for 4 or 5 minutes to see how they go at senior inter-county level.
Cormac O'Kane is one of the players in, 26 from Banagher. So he's in for Ulster University. And this is 18, Colin McDonald. He'd already been on the field. That looks dangerous. Keeper has to watch it and watches it well, and Donegal will clear. They have conceded 20 points, but no goals. Definitely no goals, and that'll be the mantra at the minute. They'll want to keep that. And this is good play as well by the sub from Donegal, who's come in, the number 18, Sean Ward. Looking for yet another one, and that is Ward. Now that's not going to be a score, but it's dangerous. It's in and around there. Keeper Smith watches it, and it's broken, and surely it will be a goal. Lashed to the net. Donegal just putting the icing on the cake, and that's a 4th goal. And you have to feel sorry for Pierce Smith in there. He didn't really get much cover in there and did well with the ball coming in, but had no chance in the end.
Yeah, he may have lost it in the late. It could be a bit difficult to see the ball in the late there, but look, McDermott was a predator there. Ronan McDermott, that's 2-1 for Ronan McDermott at number 11. And he took his chance. Even though the game is now at the 69th minute, there was no let up, and that's the captain of the team. It's a sign of a good leader too.
Yeah, maybe he's getting flashbacks from last year and saying we're not going to let this slip. Not that it's anywhere near as close, but you know what I mean. He's going, we just keep going right to the end here, as good players do. Another chance here for Ulster University. They're well behind, but they're still giving it everything.
Another wide, 6th wide of the evening for Ulster University.
We now have, by the way, Simon, I'll add it up for you because it's easy. 4 and 26 is 30, and another 50 scores in this game.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Oh, what a catch. Oh no, he didn't quite hold on to it. That was very spectacular there and athletic. He didn't quite keep it. There's the 24 for Ulster University. That is Rory McCormick, same club as Declan McCluskey. 21 is in there as well, by the way. Liam Moore is in there for Ulster University. Go on ahead.
You're saying there are 50 scores. That's amazing. At this time of year, on a Thursday evening, a really, really open, good competitive game. A chance for number 51. McCluskey.
Oh, McCluskey pulled on it there, and that was cheeky. And it had given the keeper a few problems, didn't it?
Oh, maybe he wasn't expecting such a hard, low shot like that. But yeah, it's a chance now for maybe John Kennedy to put this one in around the danger zone and see can Ulster University maybe get a goal.
Big McCluskey's in there, and the Aidan O'Brien is in there as well. You never know.
Here we go.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Just pops it in there, a little bit short, but can they defend it, Donegal? They do. That's what they've done all night long.
It's a nice ball down the line.
Great touch. Beautifully taken by McKinney there. That is fantastic. It's so nice to see those sort of skills up close. And as he added the finish, He has applied it. What a performance. Your player of the match and probably everybody's player of the match. Lovely skill there in a tight area as well, and a fantastic finish as well. What a performance by him.
Absolutely, Jerome. Liam McKinney has 12 points this evening. That's an absolutely exceptional return from any player, and for me and you, and I'm sure that everybody who's viewing this match, I feel that he is the man of the match this evening. So, fair play to Liam. He's had a really, really good game, as have all of the Donegal forwards, but he's been exceptional this evening.
And that was probably his best score of the whole game. Now there's comments still coming in on my Twitter feed at Jerome Quinn. Keep those coming in the last couple of minutes, because at the end of the game we'll be very intrigued to see who wins player of the match, and we're getting different contenders for that. We are mentioning McKinney, but you know what, Dylan Thomas says great commentary and great performance from Donegal too, and personally he says he'd be giving man of the match to Rory Campbell. That's a good shout, and he says, although I marked McKinney before Christmas and he's a brilliant player. Thanks very much for that message, Dylan. And indeed, yeah, it's worth giving a shout to Rory Campbell from Satanta. He has it a super game.
Great ball.
Oh, what a ball. Oh, he just wasn't able to take it though. But
still has an opportunity now, Jerome.
He is thinking
nice
goal.
Ball
They're
out.
Not bothering with points now. They're going to apply, and it is another goal. And let's see, number 17, the substitute who came in, and it is Dara O'Malley from St Eunan's, and that is the 5th goal of the game. It's gone to 5-27 to 20 points, and they are running away with this game, and they are really enjoying themselves.
Yeah, look, that's just the icing on the cake for Donegal this evening. An absolutely exceptional return from their forward line. 5-27. That's just an incredible scoreline, to be honest.
21 now for Ulster University, and Dylan's come back and he says maybe not after that last score from McKinney. He says, in other words, that kind of seals player of the match for him. I wonder what everybody else thinks. Send me a message there on at Jerome Quinn. We will have time at the end before they make the presentation to discuss that.
It's a dangerous one in around the house. Goalkeeper's off his line. Hits the crossbar.
Well.
I think it hit the crossbar there, Jerome.
Did it? I thought it was off his hurl. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. You've better eyesight than me, and you know goalkeeping better than me. Oh, nice flick there. That's a lovely flick, and it was actually, I think, from the corner back from Mark McLean, and the chance, but it's going to go to the right and it's going to go wide. Now we're up to 53 points and 73 minutes played. Very close to the finish. Kevin Park, the referee. It looks like he's preparing to blow. He's looking at the watch on his left wrist. Now he looks at the watch on his right wrist, back to his left wrist to check them. So that's 3 checks. That means we're really close. But time for one more score for Donegal.
It's an opportunity now, and opportunity taken by Conor McGurk. I think it's his 3rd point of the game.
And the game is over. That's it. It's ended with, let me add them up, 54 points, 54 scores rather, 54 scores in the game in the McGurk Cup final. Really entertaining game, and yes, it looks one-sided, and yes, at times it was one-sided, but Ulster University really contributed there to an entertaining game. And I just hope people in Spain, as you were mentioning, with viewers out there and all over the place, have enjoyed this tonight, and it has come via Ulster GAA on their YouTube channel, and the hosts here, Queens, to put on this game. And I'm just watching them all going in there and shaking hands, and the whole panels on both sets of panels all got a good run there tonight in the spirit of the game. And if we can sum it up like this, Simon Doherty, good night for hurling.
It is a good night for hurling. Wonderful occasion in terms of actually the final of the Conor McGurk Cup. Beautiful evening for it. Jerome, some of the attacking play that we've had this evening has been exceptional. Absolutely amazing attacking play. 5-28. There's a number of times 21 points for Ulster University would win a game, but the fact that Donegal have had 5-28 on the board, and just to mention, Liam McKinney got 0-12, Rory Campbell hit 1-4 all from play, Ronan McDermott 2 goals and a point, Richie Ryan 1-4, Jerry Gilmore 3 points. That's just an exceptional return from any forward line, and definitely Mickey McCann, Gabriel O'Kane and the rest of the Donegal management will be really delighted with the level of performance this evening, and they have a lot of enthusiasm moving forward into the remainder of their National League.
That's also exceptional note taking and statistics work by you as well, I have to say, because I don't usually do that kind of thing, but it's been great that you've totted those up for us tonight. And I'm noticing also the Player of the Match award we're talking about, it's been sponsored tonight by the Queen's Hurling Past Members Association. I wonder who they are going to give it to. We had a few contenders there, and that association was founded, of course, by Dick Luby and Conor McAnallen, and will be they're putting on a bit of a spread there tonight for past members as well. So they raise funds for the betterment of hurling in Queens, and they organise social events for past members, and they maintain the connection between the alumni and the club. And of course this competition is in memory of Conor McGurk, and I'm just reading from the programme here. He read sciences at Queen's, and he of course was an active member of the hurling club, played in 2 Fitzgibbon finals by the way, and was twice picked as goalkeeper on combined university teams, and that's the highest accolade that you can get. He graduated in biomedical, or went through to work in biomedical research, and this is a celebration of him. And I think he'd have loved this game tonight, because any hurling person would have loved this kind of game, and it's in his name. I'd say he'd be proud as punch. He played hurling at St Mary's and in Queen's, and then the combined universities and the Johnnies as well. You know, and it says here he loved nothing better than to get together with his former teammates to celebrate past glories, encourage them to support the next generation of hurlers. He was a leader on and off the field, devoted family man and role model, and his wife Paula will, I'm sure, present the trophy as always. But that line there, supporting the next generation of hurlers, that's exactly what tonight's about. You could be cynical about it and say, well, you know, this isn't top level or whatever, but for this level it is doing exactly that. It's supporting the next generation.
Absolutely. And Jerome, you know, it's a great occasion for hurling, for Ulster hurling. I mentioned earlier that this competition is such a unique competition, having the universities and the inter-county teams combined. And you know, I know that the McGurk family will be very, very proud of Conor and all of the work that Queen's University and Gavin Duffy do for this competition as well, along with Ulster GA. And look, to be honest, Jerome, it is a privilege to be here this evening, and I'm glad that we've witnessed a really, really high-scoring, free-flowing, entertaining game as well. And I hope everybody watching, both here in Ireland and around the world, have enjoyed a really, really good game this evening.
So just before they get their formalities underway, and just before I see Paula McGurk there now, and that's Michael Gagan beside her from the Ulster GAA Council. I think he's with the hurling committee, so Gavin Duffy from Queen's is saying a few words. And just before we get into that and they announce the player of the match, can we officially say, Simon Doherty, who you're going with?
Well, Jerome, we have such a range of scores with Donegal. My personal preference, I feel that Liam McKinney was my own man of the match. It'll be interesting to see who the selection committee have gone for, but yeah, look, a range of scores. They've gone, I think, for
Bernard Lafferty, number 6. Yeah,
a really, really good game as well. You know, but defensively, we've spoken about 5-28. You know, on the range of scores that Donegal have had, but that man has been the glue that has stuck the Donegal defence together for a number of years now, and you know, he's been a really, really exceptional performance.
Isn't it funny when a game we have 54 scores, a defender gets it? But I did say in the first half that they were so solid in there in the defence, and Barney was fantastic for them in there. So, you know, it's not always about the top scorers, and I have no problem with that either. I'm sure you don't either.
Absolutely. No, well done to Bernard, and well done to all of his teammates as well.
Now, if you can just about see it there, I think that's Gavin who's got his own phone there, but we have the cup there, and we're just about to make the presentation. So Michael Gagan, I'm sure, is just thanking everybody and the Queens for hosting it, and he's thanking Donegal for making the journeys to come up here as well, and all the teams who participated, 10 teams in total, and praising the students who have come through to the final. And they actually played Queens in a cracking game. I think it was a semi-final. So the students did themselves proud in this competition, but hurling definitely the winner. But Donegal have made history by winning the McGurk Cup for the very first time. They came so close last year and had their hearts broken, but they're going to get their hands on the cup, and their captain is Ronan McDermott from the famous Burt Club in Donegal, and he got the first goal, and I think the last goal, or the second last goal was it, and he got 2-1, I think you were saying.
That's
so
right, Jerome, yeah.
He is coming up now. I'm stealing some of your stats now. And he is coming up now. So this is the proud moment, little bit of history. Ronan McDermott from Burt coming up to get his hands on the cup, and the presentation involving Paula McGurk there and Michael Gagan from Ulster Council. He gives it a quick lift, and then maybe he'll say a couple of words after he gets his photograph taken there as well. And he led from the start, and as you say, he put in a hit in the last 5 minutes as well to say, we're here making a statement for Donegal hurling.
Yeah, he led by example throughout, Jerome, and you know, in terms of his on the scoreboard, yes, he got 2 goals and a point, but you know, his effectiveness throughout the game in terms of setting up play and being a link man for his teammates, you know, he's a very, very good leader for Donegal. He has been for a number of years, and you know, this Donegal team are going places. I can see them doing really well for the rest of their National League, and I can see them doing really well in the Nicky Rackard Cup as well. So best of luck to Donegal for the rest of the season.
And that's where this competition has benefited them, and they have benefited the competition. Ronan McDermott bringing the cup back to Donegal for the very first time ever, and a lot of Donegal people enjoying the coverage tonight. Obviously didn't make the big journey to come up here tonight, but we can tell that a lot of you have enjoyed it, whether you're watching in Cheltenham, as we've heard, or in Spain, or in Donegal. And indeed Fergal McAllister has just messaged as well and said he has enjoyed the quality coverage. Thank you for that, Fergal. A lot of hurling people, not necessarily just Donegal, watching the game. A lot of Antrim ones out there on the field tonight, and from down and from Fermanagh and just about all over the place. And there is the photograph being taken for posterity. And as I say, it is a little bit of history. They have won it, they have enjoyed coming up here, and we've all enjoyed having them. And even though it took until March this year, it's been worth waiting for. 54 scores on the night, and it is Donegal who have the long journey back, and it's already nearly 10 o'clock at night, so they're getting back after midnight, but they'll have that cup to bring all the way back. They didn't get it last year, but they've got it this year.
Absolutely, Jerome. Thanks very much for everything this evening, and I hope everybody's enjoyed the coverage with Ulster GA YouTube this evening, and looking forward to Conor McGurk Cup in 2024 already, Jerome.
I know, doesn't seem that far away now because we're already in March. Thanks very much to Simon Doherty and the team here as well, Kieran McMahon on the camera and Mark Quinn running the stream as well. Thank you to everyone as well, and that's all that remains to be said from the Dub Arena. It's goodbye.